figure in black robes and a black pointy hood.
No, tape will be going off by then. No, we gone. That's enough creepy ass tape. Tape's haunted. Bye. Hey Embers, I know it's been a while. I'm back with another SCP react. Today we're going to be reacting to SCP 1981 by the SCP Experience. This one has really interested me a lot, so I'm really excited to see what this one is about. This is a new SCP YouTuber for me, so I'm excited. Remember to tuck your wings away and get your blanket out for scary videos. This way the monsters can't get us, right?
I make sure the camera is set up and pointing directly at the television before hitting record. The room is sparsely furnished. There's a comfortable black office chair set in front of a white desk with a television and a Betamax player on its broad surface.
For those of you who don't know what that is, I swear, I feel like most of my viewers are younger than me. A Betamax thing is to play VHS, which is what we had before DVDs, which I'm being told no one uses anymore either, which was before streaming. We used to have to go to stores. You couldn't just click a button on your phone. I'm really sounding like all 10,000 years right now. Also, love the coffee stuff on his desk. I agree with the vibe.
The camera is set on a tripod and arranged so I won't block it when I sit down to watch the tape. There's a yellow legal pad on the desk, along with 2 pens. At the edge of the desk, there's a Foundation coffee cup filled with pens, pencils, and even a pair of scissors. I also have a cup of steaming coffee ready to go, although if my supervisor came in and saw the beverage, I'd get a stern talking to.
Honestly, your supervisor should approve of it, because generally if you've had coffee, you're gonna work better. At least in my situation. My coworkers used to just ignore me until I had at least 2 in me, which I think is a really wise idea.
It's a risk I'm willing to take. I need something to help me get through this assignment. I sit down in the chair in the windowless room and get situated. Then I lean forward to press the Betamax tape into the player, pressing with my thumb against a white label that reads, "Ronald Reagan cut up while talking."
What? I thought this was about his speech. What do they mean cut up while talking? Is it just fractions of different times he spoke? What? Also, guys, this is a VHS tape. I know you guys probably know what it is, but I swear I had someone ask the other day what one was.
In block letters. Reagan is incorrectly spelled as R-E-G-A-N.
I didn't even notice.
I'm old enough to remember VHS tapes and VCRs, so I have no trouble operating the Betamax player. It's very similar. The player accepts the tape, and the television screen crackles with static briefly before clearing up. The image on the screen is a wide shot of a stage with about a dozen men visible on it.
You can see men on that? Okay.
Sitting in chairs lined up behind the lectern. Blue curtains provide the backdrop. I know from my research that there was a large sign above the blue curtains, but it's just out of frame on the recording. Most of the men sitting on the stage are white, but one black man is visible on the screen's right side. They all wear suits and sport glasses and haircuts that signify the styles of the early 80s. President Ronald Wilson Reagan sits among these men on the left in a dark suit. A man with graying hair and dressed in a gray suit stands at the lectern and introduces him. I scan the members sitting on the stage, but see no anomalies. I write viewing number 12 and today's date and time on my pad of paper. The man in the gray suit finishes his introduction.
He just said viewing number 12, so has he viewed this 12 times? Or are there 12 different tapes of this? Also, I really like how detailed he's being in his description. We're just looking at a plain stage, but you can easily see it in your mind with how accurately he's describing it all.
Everyone on the screen stands with the president. Applause rains down as Reagan shakes the man's hand, then moves confidently to the lectern. The tape is a recording of Ronald Reagan's speech to the National Association of Evangelicals in Orlando, Florida, on March 8, 1983. It's famous for his use of the words "evil empire" in describing the Soviet Union. But the tape I'm watching isn't the same speech. At least not after 1 minute and 10 seconds.
What?
No, things go off the rails after that.
What does that
But
mean?
it's never exactly the same twice.
So every time he watches this, it's different?
I watch and listen closely as Reagan starts his speech, thanking all the politicians and evangelicals around. So far, everything matches his actual speech, but it doesn't last long.
Okay.
At 1:15 seconds into his speech, his words deviate from the original in small ways. A different phrasing here, a strange remark there.
See, at first you would be questioning if you were just overtired or if you've heard this too many times that you think you're almost like mentally gaslighting yourself into believing it's different, but I feel that's not the case.
But it's not a dub-over. Reagan's lips move with the words.
Ooh.
Then, at around the 5-minute mark, a cut appears on the left side of his forehead.
What?
As if
Wait, what?
someone sliced him with an invisible knife. His head jerks back as the cut appears, but otherwise, his demeanor doesn't change. Even as blood flows down from the gash and gets into his eye, he continues speaking.
The American experiment in democracy rests on this insight,
he says.
Its discovery was the great triumph of the demons from the underworld. I believe it was William Penn who said, "If we will not be governed by God, we must be governed by Satan, and we must worship him as we would God."
I will admit my knowledge of American politics, especially older stuff like this, is lacking. Is this something he actually said, or is this just something that for the SCP video? Like, honestly. I live under a rock with this type of stuff. I don't follow politics in other countries, so.
I write on my pad, noting the time the gash appeared and the significant deviation from his original speech. He keeps
Oh, so it is a deviation, okay.
going, even as his left eye is gouged out.
Oh my god.
The next injury is to his cheek, and the next is a gash on his neck. Blood pours down and stains the collar of his white shirt.
I would like to think this is just very, very good CGI that someone's edited in, but this is the SCP universe.
Again, I can't see what's assaulting him. Each viewing of the tape brings something different, but I've never seen a visible entity doing the damage.
That's crazy.
Well,
Reagan says, his face a mess of blood.
I'm pleased to be here today with you who are keeping America great by keeping her soil soaked with the blood of infidels.
What? Also, I'm so glad we're just looking at a blue stage and not an actual image of this. This Phoenix could not handle gore.
Only through rape, murder, and genocide can we hope to survive this perilous century and keep alive this experiment in liberty, this last, best hope for our overlords.
Applause comes from the audience. The men behind the lectern gaze up in amazement at the charismatic leader. The
I'd be very concerned if I heard a speech like that in person, or, aired on actual TV.
video continues like this for 10 minutes, but there's nothing that really surprises me. Reagan continues to develop new injuries, but he seems not to notice, nor does anyone in the audience. Most importantly, there's no mention of future events that I've witnessed before. On my 9th viewing at the 11-minute mark, amid a rambling, incoherent dialogue, Reagan said,
The towers will fall after the planes smash into them. It will be the most impactful incident of terrorism on American soil, and it will lead to decades of never-ending war.
I took
Okay, that line was chilling just because we know the reality of it. I think the way this story is being done, it's scary for another reason. Not so much the gore that's being described, but more so the eerie implications to it, like describing the demons and stuff. Because, there's all those conspiracy theories with like the Illuminati and demons in the White House and stuff like that. Again, I'm not getting into the political side of it. We're not going there. But anything that references real life like that, I don't know, I get nervous almost. It's like a nervous fear feeling, if that makes any sense.
feverish notes when I heard that, but he said no more on the subject. He started talking about cannibalism.
Oh,
It was
okay.
the only time I'd heard him predict the future. During this 12th viewing, however, there are no such predictions. The address ends as Reagan's speech suddenly becomes incoherent. His mouth fills with blood, which spills out and down his chin. that he spits out his tongue and stands at the lectern, unmoving, staring at me through the screen. Or rather, staring into the camera for a few minutes until the tape ends.
I hate that so much. Holy shit.
I take a breath and hit the rewind button, making a few notes on my pad to sum up the viewing. I sip my now cold coffee and take a moment to enjoy the comforting whir of the Betamax player rewinding. I dread watching it again.
Oh, this man's gonna make himself watch it again. Oh, this poor Foundation worker.
But I have to. Not for the first time, I think about the name Ronald Wilson Reagan. 3 names, 6 letters in each name. 666.
And there's one of the conspiracies that I was talking about. Also, is that actually his middle name? Yeah, no, actually, I'm gonna Google this shit. It is. Okay. I know that was something for the SCP universe or not. Again, I live under a rock. It's very comfy and not scary here.
It's probably nothing. Just a coincidence. I stand up and leave the room to heat my coffee up in the break room microwave down the hall. The facility I'm in is minimum security. It's where we deal with things that have been deemed safe. And that's what the Betamax video of Reagan is. Safe.
I think it's mentally safe, but okay.
Even if it does give me the creeps. I take my hot coffee back into the room and sit down. Steeling myself, I press play again and watch as the minute and 10 seconds of normalcy goes by. Right at the mark, one of the men sitting on the stage flickers out and is replaced by a figure in black robes and a black pointy hood.
No, tape will be going off by then. No, we gone. That's enough creepy ass tape. Tape's haunted. Bye.
I jerk back in my seat, startled by this figure I haven't seen before. Only the figure's white-skinned hands are visible, and there don't seem to be any eye holes in the hood. It sits patiently, its hooded head turned toward Reagan as if listening intently.
I know this is your job, man, but you would not survive a horror movie.
Judging by its hands, I assume it's a man, but I have no way to verify. Reagan's speech deviates wildly as soon as the black figure shows up. He doesn't seem to be speaking to the entire audience.
He said a few minutes ago that he'd never seen the entity that was attacking Reagan. Well, I think he is now.
As he has on all other viewings. Instead, he looks straight into the camera, as if he's looking right at me. Toward the middle of his speech, he suddenly veers back to familiar territory.
More than a decade ago, a Supreme Court decision literally wiped off the books of 50 states, statutes protecting the rights of unborn children,
he says.
Abortion on demand now takes the lives of up to 1.5 million unborn children a year. Human life legislation ending this tragedy will someday pass the Congress, and you and I must never rest until it does.
I know his original speech so well. I can tell this is verbatim. But then it goes off the rails as he continues.
Without a steady supply of infants, we won't be able to feed this nation's hungry. We won't have the succulent meat of children fresh from the womb on our plates, in our lunchrooms, or stocked in our freezers.
Yeah, can we not? No. You know, I think I've heard enough of this speech. Why isn't this one recommended more? This is horrifying. Man, I could not sit through this tape over and over again. Especially where we're deviating into that. And I hate this entity just staring at me from the middle of my monitor. So eerie.
We won't have the joy of a Christmas dinner with a slow-roasted baby to enjoy. This threat to the American way of life must end. And I promise you, I won't eat another baby until every American is able to eat one without worrying about the cost or the moral implications.
Oh, I know I'm gonna get in shit for saying that, especially by my mods, but Americans, that's how you do stuff, right? Okay. I know, guys. I know. This is a story. God, I'm horrified, man.
Applause sounds. The man in the black robes stands up, clapping vehemently.
Oh, good.
After a nonsensical transition, he continues speaking. And I suddenly realize that he hasn't been injured yet. There are no cuts anywhere visible. No blood soaking through his suit.
No, because it's my imagination that's been damaged this time.
Nothing. I note this and then pick up my coffee to drink. Still, he looks directly into the camera as he talks.
Oh god, why was the Andes mess with this coffee?
On the 27th day of August, many years from now, in the year 2022,
He says.
we will be allowed to roam the Earth.
I lower the coffee cup from my mouth as a terrible feeling scratches at my stomach. Today is August 27th, 2022.
My god, dude, why did you keep watching these tapes over and over again? You caused this.
At 10:17 Eastern Standard Time, we will pour our blackness into the world,
Oh boy.
suffocating the unworthy and slitting the throats of the lecherous.
Absently, I set my coffee down in front of me, looking at my watch. It's 10:16. I look back up at the screen, my mouth open in disbelief. Reagan is no longer at the lectern.
Where did he
Instead,
go?
the figure in black robes is there, leaning forward toward the trio of microphones. Below him on the screen, in red block letters, are the words, "I see you."
Oh,
Suddenly,
no.
the screen goes black, but in its reflection, I see the man in black standing behind me, in the room with me.
Oh my god, no, okay. When I turn my monitors off later, there better be nothing standing fucking behind me.
I scream out, snapping forward in my chair while simultaneously turning around to see if the figure is really there. My left forearm collides with my coffee cup as I move, but I pay it no mind. I turn, seeing that I'm alone in the room. The only thing behind me is the tripod with the camera. Shit, I say, turning back to the desk and seeing that there's coffee all over the place.
Oh no.
It's on the Betamax player and splashed around the cup with the writing implements and the pair of scissors. Oh no, no! I get up and run out of the room, down to the shared kitchen. I yank the entire paper towel roll off the dispenser and run back to the viewing room with it. As I run into the room, I see black sludge pouring out of the television and the Betamax player, coating the
fuck?
ground. Gallons of the tar-like substance. Oh shit, I say, knowing we have some sort of containment breach on our hands. I spin around once again to get to an alarm panel in the hallway. A figure in black robes blocks the way, stepping out from behind the open door.
No.
Fear constricts my heart. I back up until my thighs hit the desk. He follows, and his hands come up and clamp around my throat. I drop the paper towel roll and struggle against his impossible strength as I feel my neck compacting, crunching inward. I can't suck in a breath, and my flailing does nothing to jar his hands loose.
I'm closing my eyes during this like it's gonna fucking help.
Arms come up, and I reach for his hood, yanking it off to reveal Ronald Reagan's head.
What?
His wrinkled face is fixed in a grin, his
No.
dark eyes glittering. Suddenly,
I'm picturing like one of the things from Smile right now. With that creepy ass grin they all wear.
I remember the scissors behind me. I reach back, my right arm flailing wildly as my vision narrows. The lack of oxygen is getting to me. Finally, my hands knock over the cup, spilling its contents onto the desk. I grab the scissors. I bring them up and slice them across my attacker's face, opening a gouge in his forehead. He jerks his head back, but that's the extent of his reaction.
Wait, are the injuries he gives Reagan the ones that appear on the film?
I slice at him again and again with the last of my strength, gouging out an eye, cutting open his cheek, and slicing his neck open.
It's following the thing that happened on the tape.
Suddenly, and with mounting despair, I remember the last viewing. The wounds he suffered. They're exactly the same. The black sludge is all around us on the floor, bubbling as figures emerge from it, growing slowly out of the goop. Ghastly demonic figures, screeching as they grow. The cartilage in my throat crunches with sickening finality. The strength goes out of me. And just before everything fades to a painful, eternal black, the Reagan entity speaks. We will pour our blackness into the world, suffocating the unworthy and slitting the throats of the lecherous. SCP-1981 is a standard Betamax tape. Laboratory analysis indicates that the tape is made of ordinary material. and feature serial numbers corresponding with home cassette tapes produced in September of 1980. SCP-1981 was initially encountered by a filing clerk in the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in 1991, who upon watching it alerted the police, with the intent to find the tape's creator to press obscenity charges. A low-level police investigation was conducted, at which point the Foundation was alerted and was able to secure SCP-1981.
I don't think normal police could find anything else about it.
Class A amnestics were administered. Further investigation of the library's records by Foundation personnel failed to yield any leads on SCP-1981's origin. The tape appears to be an amateur recording of former United States President Ronald Reagan delivering his Evil Empire speech to the National Association of Evangelicals at Sheraton Twin Towers Hotel in Orlando, Florida, on March 8, 1983. However, at 1 minute and 10 seconds, the speech begins to deviate heavily, eventually resembling no known speech ever made by Reagan. Beginning at approximately 5 minutes, multiple incisions, lacerations, and penetration wounds begin to appear, though no corresponding source of these wounds is visible. Despite suffering bodily harm that would likely incapacitate an ordinary person, Reagan will continue to deliver his speech until either his vocal cords are severed or the tape degrades to static at 22 minutes and 34 seconds. Hey guys, thanks.
I both loved and hated that. Amongst my community, it seemed that a lot of people thought this was mid and didn't think it would be a good reaction video, but holy shit, I loved it. It was so dark. It was so gory. It's nothing like what I expect. I thought the tape would just keep playing over and over again and make someone go insane. That's kind of what I thought. Like maybe the speech would change a bit, but the person watching would go insane. That was a lot. This was a good step back into the SCP universe. Anyway, sorry it was a short one today. Thank you for watching. I stream most nights on Twitch after 2 a.m. CST, doing gacha and horror content. We have a link to our community Discord in the description, and I'll see you guys soon.